Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome to day 3 of Unit 2, which is finding equivalent expressions. In today's lesson, we are going to learn how to use the distributive property and combining like terms in order to make equivalent expressions. In other words, to simplify them, okay? And so let's do a really quick kind of review of what the distributive property is. Well, the word distribute, okay, if I was going to use that in a sentence and I said I distributed candy throughout the class, what I mean is I have given or I have shared, right? And so to distribute means to give or to share, okay? To give or to share, okay? And that is what distribute means, okay? And so the distributive property, it states, and I'm going to start by using A, B, and C as to represent other letters. And so the distributive property states that A times the sum of B and C is the same as A times B plus A times C. In other words, I am taking the whatever value, whatever number is on the outside, and I am multiplying it by both of the values on the inside, right? So A times B, that's AB, and then A times C, okay? Guys, the most common mistake is that students will forget to multiply this number on the outside by both of them. And so instead, sometimes they will just multiply by the first one. Okay, so it's really, really important that you remember that you have to take the number on the outside and multiply it by both of the numbers on the inside. All right, or you may have a subtraction, so you're multiplying by a difference of two numbers, but you're going to treat this the same way. This time there's going to be a negative. All right, so you have A times B and then A times C. So A, B minus C. Okay, I'm sorry, not minus AC. All right, sorry about that. So that is what the distributive property states. Okay, and so there is another way, particularly if you are more of a visual person, where you can use the concept of area to help you understand the distributive property. And so I'm going to demonstrate this other method. So the first method is to use arrows that kind of indicate, hey, I'm multiplying that number by both of those on the inside. But another way to do this is to use this area model. So it's to draw a box. And when you do that, the whatever value is on the outside of the parentheses, that's going to go on the side. And then whatever is inside of the parentheses, okay, whatever is inside of the parentheses, it is going to go at the top. So first value goes there, second value goes there, okay? And so then what we're doing, again, if we just think about this in terms of finding area, right? If I wanted to know the area of this rectangle, I would do length times width. So I'm going to do A times B, okay? And then if I wanted to find the area of this rectangle, I'm also going to do, I know this length is still A, and this width is C, so it's going to be A times C, okay? And then if I wanted to find the area of both of these rectangles, then I just simply add them, okay? So AB plus AC. And again, this is another way to model the distributive property, okay? And again, I want you to highlight this important thing to remember. What is outside of the parentheses goes on the side, and inside of the parentheses goes on the top, all right? And that is how you use an area model. And so in this lesson, I'm going to demonstrate both of the methods, but in the end, I want you to choose the method that best suits you, okay? And so some of us are going to like to do the arrows. The others of us might like to use the area models, whichever is preferable to you. That is the one I'm going to encourage you to use. All right. Now let's dive in to a couple examples. All right. So example number 1, we have 3 times the sum of M and 9. Okay. So I have 3 times the sum of m, and 9. Okay, and so first method I'm going to use is the arrows method. So I'm going to draw arrows to both the m and the 9 to indicate that I need to multiply. So I'm going to do 3 times, now in algebra, we no longer use the X symbol as multiplication. We could either use the dot or parentheses. So 3 times m plus 3 times 9. Again, friends, I just want to encourage you, make sure you multiply it by both values inside of the parentheses, okay? And so then I'm just going to multiply these. 3 times m is going to give me 3m. 3 times 9 is going to give me 27. And then I add these, and that is my answer, is 3m plus 29. So that is, again, this right here is an equivalent expression of this one up here, okay? And so that's what this lesson in this unit is all about. It's all about finding equivalent expressions. Now I want to do this same example, but I want to use the area model just to demonstrate what that would look like, okay? Again, remember the 3, the number on the outside is going to go on the side, and then whatever's in the parentheses is going to go to the top. So we have the m and we have the 9, all right? And so if I wanted to find the area of this rectangle, I would do length times width. So 3 times m is going to give me 3m, okay? And then if I want to find the area of this one, actually, I'll put 3 times m right there just so you can see that. And then I'm doing 3 times 9. Again, that's going to give me the area of this, which will be 27, right? And then I am simply going to, if I want to find the area of the whole thing, I take this one and I add it to this one. So it's 3m plus 27, all right? All right, and friends, for the next few examples, this is all you're going to be doing. And so I want you to, if you are feeling like you understand this, I want you to pause the video. I don't want you to just keep watching me do them. If you are able to do them, I want you to pause the video and I want you to attempt to do the next 3 examples on your own. If you're still like, oh, okay, I think I understand, but you're not sure, just keep watching. Watch the next video, the next example, and then maybe you can do 3 and 4 on your own. The one thing I will say is part 2 of this lesson is a little different. And so if you're able to do the first 4 examples, okay, if you're able to do example 2, example 3, and example 4 on your own, I want you to do that. If not, you can keep watching. But when you get here, I do need you to pick the video back up because the second part is a little different than this first part, all right? So feel free to pause it and do example 2, 3, and 4 on your own. If you're still not feeling great, let's continue on and watch example 2, okay? So let's look at example numero 2, all right? So we have 8 times the difference of x and 2, okay? So I'm going to start by just writing this, all right? And then I'm going to draw my arrows. Remember, friends, you're going to get tired of me saying this. You have to multiply the number on the outside by both of the numbers on the inside. You got to multiply the number on the outside by both numbers on the inside. You got to multiply both numbers on the inside by the outside, okay? So listen, you have to remember to do that, okay? That is one of the most important things I'm going to say in this video, so I'm trying my best to emphasize the importance, okay? Don't forget to do that. All right, so I got 8 times x, and then 8 times, I'm gonna use a dot. Sorry, sometimes I use parentheses, and then times -2, okay? And then I'm gonna add these, okay? Now, because I'm dealing with the negative, this addition sign is gonna eventually go away, but we'll see that in just a minute. So 8 times x is gonna give me 8x, okay? And then 8 times negative 2, okay? If you don't know how to, multiply integers, positive and negatives, make sure you just use your Desmos in order to make sure that you don't let that be a barrier from allowing you to do this, okay? So it is 8x plus 8 times negative 2, which is negative 16, okay? And so because this is negative 16, really I can get rid of this plus sign and it just becomes minus 16, okay? And so that is our answer, is 8x minus 16. So again, I multiply the 8 times the x and the 8 times the negative 2, okay? Now, let me demonstrate this using an area model, all right? So we got 8, and we got x, then we got minus 2. Okay, obviously when we were looking at the area model, there is no negative 2 dimension, okay? So just think about the negative 2 in terms of like take away 2, okay? But usually with area, there's no negative dimension, all right? So I'm gonna multiply to find the area of this one. I'm gonna do 8 times x, and that's gonna give me 8x. And then I gotta do 8 times negative 2, and 8 times negative 2 is gonna give me negative 16. And then I'm gonna add these two together, all right? So 8x plus negative 16 is just gonna give me 8x minus 16, all right? And so friends, that is how you do these two examples. Now, again, I think at this point, if I were you, I would really try to do the next two examples on my own, okay? And so make sure at this time, I do want you to pause it. I do want you to attempt to do the next one. And then attempt to do the next one after that. And then I have to at least cover one more of these because part 2 is a little different. All right, so the video is starting to get long. So I'm gonna go ahead and give you the answers to these, but I'm not gonna really talk for how to do it. And so I need you to understand you can choose whichever method. And in this case, I want you to do both of them, but you must show your work. And so if your notes just has the answers, what that's going to let me know is that you didn't do these two problems on your own. And so I'm going to take points off of your notebook check if I see that. So if I'm coming around and I see you just have answers I'm going to make you go back and watch the video again because it's going to let me know that you did not listen to this part and you didn't do it. So example number 3 and example number 4, you should have work shown, okay? You should have work shown, and if you don't, again, I'm going to have you go back and watch it. And also make sure you go back and do it on your own. So the answers, okay, just the answer. The answer for these is negative 4. You know what, friends? I know this video is getting long. I'm going to show you these next two examples just because I think it's important that you have the answers. All right, so shown. So negative 2k plus 9. All right. So let us draw our arrows. Okay. So negative 2 times 2k, and then plus negative 2 times 9. Okay. So negative 2 times 2k is going to give me negative 4k plus negative 2 times 9 is going to give me negative 18. And so when I have plus a negative, I can just get rid of that plus and give me negative 18. And that is my answer. Okay. And let's do it again with the area model, just so we have this. Okay. So negative 2 times 2k, and that gives me negative 4k. And then we got negative 2 times 9, and that gives me negative 18, which is negative 4k minus 18. All right. Now, negative 15 times the difference of v and 4. I'm going to draw my arrows, remembering I have to multiply the number on the outside by both of the numbers on the inside. So I got negative 15v plus negative 15 times negative 4. Okay, so negative 15 times v is negative 15v, and then negative 15 times negative 4 is going to give me a positive 60. And that's our answer. Last one, using our area model, -4. So we got -15 times V, and that gives me -15V. Then we got -15 times -4. That gives me a +60. And so it is -15V plus 60. All right. And so there you go. All right. Again, know the video's getting long, but hopefully that helps you in the event. Because there were so many negatives, that's really why I wanted to make sure I did example 3 and 4. Okay. Now let's land the plane. Hey, in this last part, all we're doing is we're doing what we did today with distributive property and then from last lesson and combining them, okay? So here we go. For the sake of time, I'm just gonna do the arrows model, but I wanna encourage you, if the area model works best for you, do that one. You just have to choose one of them and you have to show your work. So we have 2 times x plus 2 times 9. And then I'm just gonna bring everything else that I have down, okay? So 2 times x is gonna give me 2x, plus 2 times 9 gives me 18, minus 7x plus 4. And now, once we get here, guys, this is exactly where we ended in the last lesson, okay? Now we have this long expression, and now we need to combine the like terms in order to simplify it, okay? So I'm going to circle my variable terms that are the same, and then I'm going to box my constant terms that are the same, and then I'm gonna add the like terms. So I'm gonna get 2x minus 7x, so 2x minus 7x is gonna give me -5x, and then 18 plus 4 is gonna give me a +22, and that is my simplified equivalent expression, all right? Now, I'm gonna do one more. I'm going to distribute the -4 to both of the terms in the inside. So I got -4 times 2k plus -4 times -1. Then I'm just bringing everything else down, plus 9k minus 15. Okay, so -4 times 2k is going to give me -8k, and then plus -4 times -1 is going to give me a +4, and then I'm going to bring everything else down, plus 9k minus 15, all right? And friends, once I get here, I'm going to combine the like terms. So I got to circle all my variable terms that are the same, and then I'm going to box my constant terms, and then I'm going to put them together. So -8k plus 9k is just going to give me a +1k, which I really don't have to write that 1, right? So it's just k. And then +4 minus 15 is going to give me a -11. And then that is my answer, all right? So, friends, I know this video has been long. Again, hopefully you've not had to watch every moment, and if you have, that's okay, all right? Again, I do these so that you can have enough examples and seen it modeled multiple times. And so for the last two, again, I want you to make sure you distribute that number and then you combine like terms, all right? So that's what I want you to do. I want you to do these next two examples on your own. Again, I'm gonna be looking for work shown. You must show that work, all right? And then I'm just gonna give you the answers, all right? So I'm not gonna work these out. Again, video's long enough. So here's the answer. All right, the answer for these are 4c plus 9. That's the first one. And then the last one is -14w minus 31, all right? In this lesson, you have learned how to use the distributive property to create equivalent expressions and also combining like terms. Thanks for watching. Like it, subscribe it, and don't forget, dude, show your work, bro.